Lindsay.
Welcome back to 6 Degrees of Sass Unfiltered. This is Lindsay here, as I'm slightly still battling the flu, which means I'm tired, mildly medicated, and maybe a little too honest this evening. We've got Shell back with us again, because she clearly survived the last episode. And we're also joined by a male guest who we'll introduce shortly, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Today we're talking about low effort in relationships, family, friendships, and work, because effort doesn't disappear quietly. It just slowly gets excused. So if you've ever said, maybe I'm expecting too much, this episode just might be for you. So let's get into it as I pass this along to Mandy.
So are we Are we doing the small talk right now, or am I supposed to go into my annoyance of the week?
Go into the small talk.
I don't know.
Well, what?
I'm prepared to be first, guys. We all know, like.
I know.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So do we start over with you?
I wasn't prepared for small talk. How's everybody doing?
Hold on.
And so I guess a little bit of small talk. Here we go. Angela's not with us today, which I'm really bummed about, but I'm able to be here with Shell, which I wasn't last week because I was out sick. So it's good to have some new faces and kind of get some new perspective on our podcast, because I think that's exciting.
Yeah.
Did she do the hand thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Into the hand thing.
Okay, so my small talk is, have you done something to make another person smile? Or how about, have you done something to make yourself smile? And then my answer to that, if not, drink some whiskey, because that always works for me.
Love it. Love it, Shell.
That's right up Lindsay's alley. Well, if it was tequila.
When it comes to beverages, I don't discriminate.
Right. Kind of been on a rum and coke kick lately. Did you do your hand thing?
I
Because
did.
I obviously wasn't paying attention. Oh, gang sign there from Kevin. That's awesome. Well, my small talk. One thing that annoyed me this week was not getting that job due to my looks. I was
is
too
that-
pretty for the job.
Oh,
That
I totally misunderstood.
So did I, Shell. So did
Because I thought we had a small talk and then we were going to go into the prompts.
So did I.
Go back, Kimberly.
Y'all need to read these things right.
I am reading it right. It literally says, it says small talk for 5 minutes.
But
And then
No,
prompts.
But that's what that- and then that-
the
what-
prompts. That's the prompts.
Well,
That's what I
damn.
was asking. I was so confused because I was very annoyed. I was very annoyed this week.
Because I have more shit to put to this. Should we start over?
I'm sure Kevin's annoyed right now.
Question is,
I'm
are we
Yeah.
gonna
not
edit
to
that out
jump
or
in
what?
and just throw kerosene on the fire right now. It's
Jump
really
in,
hard. That's why
jump
I'm
in.
muted.
Jump in. Feel
yes,
free.
you're here to jump in, Kevin. Yes,
Oh.
that's what we've got you here for.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what I told you. Yes, you are more than welcome to
Maybe
jump
I don't
in.
understand.
Apparently, none of us
What was
understand.
that?
Can we redo?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Annoyance.
Is that
for
all
the
right
week.
with you, Kevin? You guys?
I,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I was
Are you okay if we start over?
I think we just restart here.
Yes.
and to
The
be
small
fair,
talk.
I was following Mandy's lead, and she thought the same thing I did.
I was completely confused. Completely confused.
No, small
Okay.
talk is our
Okay.
5 minutes of our prompts. So, Mandy,
So my annoyance for the week was having to take my truck in, showing up to drop it off, and he's like, "Oh, did they tell you when you scheduled your appointment? Kim's frozen," laughing at me right now. And then my picture's frozen. It's hilarious.
oh, great. That's so attractive.
Uh,
Carry on.
And so the guy, when I'm dropping off my truck, he's like, "Well, did they tell you there's a $225 diagnostic fee?" No, they did not. And it is not credited towards the repairs. So that was fun. And
Wow.
it's always
What do you drive? A semi?
a Chevy Colorado.
Yeah.
So that on top of what turned out to be overall $2,600 in repairs.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Dealership
that was-
sucks.
And it was my 4-wheel drive that went out. And then the last snowstorm that we had, I literally was 5 minutes from home and I was stuck on a hill. And all I
Wow.
needed was 5 feet. I needed to get up the hill 5 feet and I could not do it. And I'm sitting there
Oh.
comically laughing because I'm like this, and I should have recorded it. It should have been content because it was hilarious. I'm laughing at myself. And there was nothing that I could do but keep trying.
Wow, girl.
So that was fun. The surprise moment was the same thing, and then the one thing that I'm high-key proud of is me and my kids, because with all of the issues, health issues that I've been having, they stepped up in ways that made me proud to be their mom. Like,
That's great.
and I'm proud every day anyway, but it was, it's nice when you need something and they're there ahead of time. So
Now you're
now,
frozen.
now I understand.
Jill.
Oh, okay. All right. So one thing that annoyed me is those constant 360s that come around. You know, those guys from the past that just keep
boomerang boys.
coming around. The boomerang boys trying to jump into your DMs. That like really annoyed me. There were so many of them. It's like, dude, I haven't talked to you in over a year. And so the other thing that surprised me was how easily I found myself falling back into old patterns. You know, like literally I had to take a step back and realize, hey, that's not me. And I'm talking about Saturday night, Kimberly. Talking about Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
How I fell
I
back
even
into that old
shook my
pattern.
No.
Yeah. So one thing that I'm low key proud of is, you know, Kimberly knows that my company kind of shafted us by taking away Christmas bonuses this year and then shorting our last check of the year that was supposed to be for Christmas. So it kind of like put everybody in a bind. So I'm proud that I was able to pull myself out of that bind coming to now without having to go to anybody for like help. So
Good
That's
job.
good.
Hey, I just want to say real quick, Lindsay's gone.
I know we've lost her, and I have not received
Okay.
a message from her.
Okay. I
Uh-oh.
just
Hold on.
wanted,
I'm looking.
just in case, I don't know what happened there.
Let me check the messenger. She's not said anything
I don't
on
see
the
a
messenger.
message.
Oh, here she goes. Welcome back,
Oh,
homie.
okay.
she is.
I'm back.
All right. Well, for
Welcome back.
you didn't miss
Thanks.
anything.
Oh, okay.
For my
I'm-
ones, my annoyance for this week was not getting the job that was perfect for me because of my looks. Because the lady said I was too pretty to work there. What the fuck? Anyway, the one thing that surprised me is that I continually have had a genuine smile on my face for a few weeks now. Shell knows why, but anyway. And one thing I'm low-key proud of is I've lost an inch in my waist.
Yay!
You go, girl.
Thank you.
So one thing I've been annoyed with this week is obviously since I've had the flu, I've been bedbound since Sunday. While everybody else is out there having their normal energy. One thing that surprised me this week was that one of my shows dropped 3 new episodes that I didn't realize was coming back out this week. And one thing that I'm low-key proud of is that even though I may be sick, my sarcasm still continues to be fully operational.
Awesome. He's
All right.
good.
Kevin, would you like to?
He's like, this is my annoyance of the week.
So we're going to meet Kevin. Kevin is here for our male perspective segment. But before we get to that, he may have some things to say in some of our other segments. So we wanted to give a little context on him. He's a good friend of mine and an old coworker because where he's coming from shapes the way he sees effort in relationships. Kevin has spent 24 years in the Army, was deployed a few times, a single dad, has a nursing degree, and has been through a couple of divorces. That, along with his life experiences, plays into how he shows up.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Thanks for joining us.
And thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank my family. They put up with it.
I know how it goes. My son was in the Army and I was married to a Marine.
And did you have something you wanted to ask Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin, how did 24 years in the military shape how you communicate in a relationship?
Well, I think I'm a lot more matter of fact and direct. I'm not much for going around the block to go next door. I just want to get right to it.
Hey.
Does that go over very well in a relationship?
Not always, and it doesn't always go well with. You mentioned I've got a nursing degree, so many of my coworkers are females, and it doesn't always go over well with them either. Sometimes I have to reel it back in and realize I'm not a first sergeant anymore.
Right.
Is there something being a single dad has taught you about effort or patience that surprised you, Kevin?
I probably have more patience
Right.
than I thought I did, and I'm able to put up with more. I guess being a parent, you have way more patience with them than you do with anybody else. That being said, sometimes that patience runs out, and you have to restrain yourself.
Sounds right. Yep.
Agreed.
Facts.
Okay. Oh, me. So
No.
sorry.
It's me.
Kevin.
Shell, it's me. Oh, wait.
Okay.
It is you. Y'all are confusing me. I'm done. I quit. Bye. I'm kidding. Lord help
So is
us?
man is I'm sorry, is
Lord,
Mandy
Lord,
done?
help us all.
I'm sorry.
So
Is
now
Mandy
we're going
done?
to talk about how low effort is still an answer. Not responding is a response, and it tells you exactly where you land in someone's priorities. Have I been guilty of it? Absolutely. I'm not exempt. And honestly, that proves the point even more. Even when it's not about lack of care or interest, if someone can't make time for you, ask yourself why. Low effort only feels confusing because we want to mean more to someone than we currently do. And that confusion is really us trying to validate ourselves through someone else. Once you see that, you can't unsee it, and it changes your perspective and how you follow through with that.
Okay, I'm a little confused because on my sheet I show that I was supposed to ask a question.
Oh, you was.
Lindsay asked it.
Oh, okay. About being a single dad has taught you about effort or patience that surprised you?
Has it said Angela on mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
She had
Mine
the
said
other
something different.
Sorry, Shell.
No
Yeah,
worries.
she has the updated.
No worries. I'm learning. Okay. So, not responding is a response. So, my take on that is Kimberly, this is for Psycho Boy
Oh
that couldn't
no.
take a hint. Yes.
Oh
For
Lord.
Psycho Boy that couldn't take a hint. No means
Yeah.
no, people.
Yo,
So
he was crazy.
bare bare minimum behavior dressed up as trying. This is for those avoidants out there. And
Chapstick.
for people right? And then for people who have a lack of initiative to participate or to help out, but they want to join in all the time, but they don't want to put any effort towards actually helping with that, you know?
Yeah.
And low effort, if someone wanted to, they wouldn't because, yeah, so exactly.
Well, I don't like to keep fueling the fire, so I just usually walk away. But I also get and understand that, in certain jobs you're very busy. So I work in the medical field. So I understand 12-hour shifts. Sometimes I'm not busy the whole time, but sometimes I am. And then at the end of the day, I'm decompressing and I don't want to respond to a text message. So I get that. But it's also, even if you just say hello is nice. Like earlier, I sent someone a message and I was like, I don't know if you're having a bad day, but here you go. I hope you smile. And that person did. So, but that's my thing. So, bare minimum behavior only feels confusing when you're emotionally invested. And from the outside, it's obvious. Inconsistency is just honesty with a break in between. Hope without evidence is just emotional debt. And so the question isn't why aren't you trying? The question is why am I staying?
I didn't do.
Does that mean you have nothing?
Mm-hmm. I've been sick.
Okay.
I didn't do my homework. Leave me alone.
That's fine. I'll give you an A minus.
A minus? Shit. I want to be in your class.
What do you want?
No, A minus is great.
I'm a good teacher.
Kevin raised his hand,
Kevin,
y'all.
please share.
Kevin raised his hand.
Can I
Of
respond
course.
to that?
Of course you can.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. No, I everybody has a finite amount of energy or time in the day, and every day is different. Some days work sucks all of it out of you.
Sometimes the drama at my house sucks all of that out of me. And sometimes it all happens in one day and something's got to give. I think that if that, I don't want to say lack of attention, but, sometimes like in Sarah and I, our relationship gets put on the back burner because our kids are having crisis, or like December, super busy month for her at work because they're closing up annual accounts and trying to, get as much money as they can before the end of the fiscal year for them. And so I get less attention then, but we just make up for it later, as long as it's not a continuing pattern.
Right.
And you recognize it to say, I've been super busy and I haven't, given you much attention, and I'm sorry, but I still love you and I want to make it up.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's not lack of effort. That's just being pulled in many different directions and still saying, like, I just don't have it right now, but
Right.
it's coming. So a little bit different in my opinion.
Well, sometimes that right now lasts a couple weeks.
But still,
Going on.
because I understand, and what I was going to say when Kim was talking is, even with those 12-hour shifts, I told you about somebody working in the oil field and working 2 weeks at a time. 16-hour days, whatever it is, and literally gone, sometimes up to 5 weeks at a time. But that effort was still there to maintain that connection. And sometimes the effort is, I'm going to be busy for the next 4 hours, or I'm driving to location for the next 12 hours, or whatever it is. And that's enough to sustain you and keep you until you're able to be and have that reconnect.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's effort and not lack of effort. It's when lack of effort is like, I could be doing nothing and I just don't want to talk to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're not understanding that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that take on it though. And I appreciate you speaking up about it.
For sure. He is putting the
Are we on
effort
this
in.
now?
Yes, maybe 3.
So segment 3, connections and complications. So let's talk about the men and women who interact with you for a day or a week and then feel the need to fully put themselves out there. I don't know where I was going.
Wait, what?
Mandy's just.
Oh, my brain went. I don't know. I'm having a Mandy moment.
I love it. We missed
How
that
much wine have you had, Mandy?
People that trauma dump all over you. Okay, so people that trauma dump all over you, and it's like we're just getting to know each other. Like, and I appreciate that, especially with the work that I do. But at the same time, you can do so in a way that isn't going to overwhelm either of us. But then there's the person who's been stringing you along for 8 years and always promising to do better. And I don't want to lose you. And sir, you already lost me 3 years ago. So it's like there's so many different ways and complications when it comes to relationships, especially nowadays. Like Kevin said, when there's blended families, we have kids of all ages, careers, and so many different parts of life pulling us in different directions. And that's not just to say romantic relationships, but also family relationships, friendships. I know one of my absolute best friend, who I call my best boyfriend ever because she's been better to me than any relationship ever has. we don't see each other very often. And it still works for us because when we do, we catch up, we check in periodically, but it's one of those things. She's absolutely the best friend, and I almost missed out on that friendship because I met her when I was going through my divorce, and I worked in a gym, and she would bring her kids in, and I'm like, she would talk to me, and I'm like, why is this lady trying to talk to me? Like, why does she want to be my friend? And I was naive, and I'm like, she knows somebody. She knows somebody, and she's trying to get information on what I'm doing, and I didn't trust her. And that's not the case, and we've been best friends ever since. So
Okay, so dating situations that stalled. We will talk about ghosters. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. And
Everywhere.
yeah, they send you that little hi, how you doing? And then nothing. Or when they think that they've found somebody better. This is when they become like boomerang boys because
Yeah.
they'll go away because they quote unquote found better, but in actuality they realize, oh, this didn't work out after all. Let me go back to the original girl I should have stayed with. But yeah, it doesn't work that way. Right. And so friends who only show up when it benefits them. Honestly, I don't really have an issue with this because I have taught myself to not surround myself with toxic people.
That's right.
I don't have any room for that in my life. I don't want to put that in my life. And if you're toxic, bye-bye. Family members who expect access but give nothing. Again, if you're toxic, you're not valuable to my life. I know you may be my sister or my brother or whatever, but if you're toxic and you're causing turmoil in my life, I'm going to keep you at a distance. Work relationships that drain more than they pay. So my company did a lot of layoffs. And when they did that, they basically dissolved a couple of departments, which meant that my workload doubled. And I was like having to do the jobs of the other departments who were no longer there. And so with no compensation. So to me, that wasn't very fair. Yeah. But I've been there like over 20 something years. So it's hard to leave something that, you've been there forever. Where am I compensating for someone else's lack of effort? When I liked someone and then continued to communicate with them, even though I realized that they were just treating me like I was just an option. So, and what am I called? This was difficult. What am I calling patience that's actually self-abandonment? So to me, that's like people pleasing or suppressing my feelings or definitely second guessing everything. I find myself doing that a lot, doing the second guessing of everything, even though I know it's right, but I still kind of like still want to, I'm not 100% sure. So yeah.
That's why I'm always asking you.
Right.
Well, my dating situations that have stalled, let's talk about that older man I was seeing. Great relationship. This dude had young children at home, though, but like all of a sudden, out of the blue, nothing. I asked my friends if I should text him, and they were like, no, it's been too long. So I like Googled him to make sure he wasn't dead.
He wasn't, was he?
No, but the day he stopped talking to me is the day his father died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, there was a death, but
Not that one.
still, it's been months and months. And I'm like, At this point, and he's not unfriended me on Facebook or nothing. So I'm just like, well, I just moved on from that because Boomerang Boy had me kind of back and forth after a while after that. Anyway, so I'm kind of like, I am definitely on the same page as Shell when it comes to the friends and the family member thing. Because negativity is bull. I don't accept it in my life. I don't want it around me. It took me decades to learn to get those people away from me, and I am just so much happier and at peace with myself. As far as work relationships that drain me, I work alone, which is great. Except the occasional time, like last night, I had to call a coworker over to help me with some emergency. And but other than that, it's just when my relief don't show up is when it drives me crazy.
I don't have all my homework here, but I can say, you know, there are certain points in a relationship, effort just kind of sometimes slowly tapers off, not all at once, and just enough that where like you yourself have to try and explain things away for them, like, you know, they're going through stress, it's just bad timing. You know, stalling doesn't always look like fighting. Sometimes it looks like silence, routines, and just lowered expectations. As far as family and friends, I'm kind of on the same page, I guess, with Shell and Kim. And for sure, there are certain work situations where, you know, some people will over deliver and under acknowledge. I've been in situations where I've fixed problems that weren't mine, covered for people who weren't pulling their weight. And then it starts to feel like your effort just was expected and not appreciated. I'd say a lesson learned: burnout isn't always from doing too much. Sometimes it's just from doing too much alone. That's about all my homework I got. Kevin, did you have anything you'd like to say on this one?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You got all the people that ghost a lot instead of being able to say, "Hey, I'm not interested," or "This isn't working out." They just kind of disappear, and instead of calling second date update, my thought is, "Oh well, see ya." Yeah, I got better things to do than to waste my time with somebody that doesn't want to be here.
Absolutely.
But I think it had a couple of very unfortunate situations where I've had to debate with some people. And it's hard to do because you're right. You make excuses for them. You think, well, is it me? Well, you know, what's going on here? But after a while, you have to start thinking, is this good for me in the long run? Or is it detrimental to me and my future? Sometimes you just gotta cut line and move on. And sometimes it really sucks if it's somebody that's close to you, like you said, a family member. But sometimes that's the best thing to do.
Yep.
Well said. Well said.
And yeah, I'm sure we all work with people that don't pull their weight. That was the one bitch for me this week, is trying to cover for a new assistant that I've got that's not quite doing what she's supposed to do. I kind of feel like calling the regional supervisor. Look, if she's going to be this bad, I'm going behind her. I might as well just
You
do
mean to
shit
come
myself.
be your assistant?
Right. I've been there, done that.
Maybe half of what you're paying her, I'll do it
There you
myself.
go.
We're going to talk to Kevin about the male perspective on a few things, such as why do people, and I think by people we mean men, give half effort instead of just meaning?
Well, like I said earlier, sometimes it's not that I'm giving half effort, is I physically or mentally don't have more effort to give. which
Fair.
is difficult. So if you don't see a future in where you're at, it makes it hard to put in that effort. And I think a lot of times men show effort differently than women do. And you've got to understand, I don't know if any of you have read that 5 Love Languages book,
Yeah.
but understand, 1, how they show love, and 2, how they interpret love. So you understand how to show each other love. I'm usually more of a doer, which is a more typical guy thing. And Sarah really needs more verbal affirmation. So I have to consciously make myself be more like that to make things work for her. Even though it doesn't change my effort, I'm still making effort to make it in a way that she's going to be able to.
For sure.
I think that was very well said. Absolutely. Because we all receive it differently. And we live in a world where everybody is, not everybody, instant gratification is a very big deal. And people are very easily distracted, which I think is where like the ghosting comes into play or the boomerang comes back into play. And instead of that, people just being open and honest and saying, you know what, I don't want this. Or if I do see a future, then I'm willing to make the effort. And it is very difficult, in my opinion, when the two love languages don't match up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I dated somebody whose love language was gift giving, and receiving was not, that's not at all what I needed. I need time. I need space with you. Like, and so getting a gift instead was not, I didn't understand it. I was like, what are you trying to buy here? So, yeah. Now I understand. Now I get it.
Shell, you're up.
You have another
You didn't see
question
your-
for him? Okay. Is I'm busy usually real or avoidance?
I think it depends on context and where you're at in the relationship. Early in the relationship, I think I've used it as I don't have the energy for this, or I just want to sit on the couch with my dog. Where with Sarah, with an established relationship, is, hey, I'm really busy this week, I don't have time for that, is more of an honest, hey, we're communicating, I'm letting you know where I'm at. So I think it differs. And then obviously we're all different. Some people are completely full of shit and other people are going to be straightforward and honest with you. So you also have to figure out what kind of person that is, and that helps you understand it better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree with that.
Kevin, can male and females be friends without sex?
Yeah, but it's a lot more fun if they do it with sex.
Good answer.
It's a fabulous answer, Kevin.
Again, being a nurse and being around a lot of females, is there were some, both on my part and on other people's parts, misinterpretation of the relationship or the expectation of what the relationship may or may not become, which is uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean that it ruins things. As long as one person realizes it, the other person realizes, we talk about it like adults and just go, look, this is not what's happening. We're adults. I still enjoy your company. Let's do shit.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get accused of it with my male bestie, because we call each other boo. And like on Facebook, I've had people just assume that we're together, and I'm like, no, we've never kissed, we've never had sex. Like, no, it's not a thing.
It's been the familiarity and closeness that you guys have, even though there's nothing sexual to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we have matching bracelets, not on purpose. Like our bracelets and our necklaces match. It's crazy. It wasn't even on purpose. I am hearing it, Shell.
But do we think when men or women are in a friendship and it's just a friendship that there's usually one person that wants more than a friendship?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say usually. I mean, it's obviously there, but I wouldn't say always.
I agree.
Even
I
usually.
agree with that.
Not
I
in
don't
my
know. I'm
case.
kind of reminded. I'm sorry. I'm reminded of Matt Rife's comedy show about this, where the guy like becomes friends with the girl. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's my friend. That's my friend." And he's like, she goes and tells him all her sad stories about things going on with her boyfriend. And so, like, basically, he's like building up ammunition to be able to like steal her away
Oh,
whenever they break up. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
Sneaky.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about.
But by
I've
that,
known a guy like that. Not surprisingly.
Any
So
more
does that
questions?
ever happen?
Uh-oh. Are you asking if it's ever happened to him?
no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I've run into a couple actually. Prime example of this is I had a friend, and we were going out of town to a concert. It was about 2 hours away, so we were going to need to get a hotel. Big festival, like 3-day, multiple bands. Our dumbasses did not get a hotel reservation. So we got up there, and you're at the festival all day, and you're fucking exhausted, and it's midnight. You're looking for a place to stay. Everybody's full. We finally find a place, and they have a single king bed. So I'm like, look, we're adults. We can do this, right?
Absolutely.
Not a problem. And
Yeah.
apparently after the she was just bitching to everybody. I was half naked. Who didn't touch me? What the hell's wrong with him? I'm like, so that's not where we go.
Dang.
Kevin.
Gentlemen, that's not where we're at.
But so then in
Well,
that
good for
instance,
you.
she was the one that wanted more.
Right.
At that time, yeah.
Well, and if she would have been a grown up and just asked or said
I
something,
would have been on that.
$20 is $20.
Oh, man.
That's where communication is key, guys.
That's good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Sometimes the chemistry's so damn strong, you just know. Or in that case,
This is
you
true.
just wake up to somebody yelling at you and complaining that you didn't touch it.
Oh gosh. Did we do the last one yet?
What last one? Oh! Wait, did we? Heaven.
No.
When someone
Did we
isn't
ask you?
trying, is it about them or about
Yeah.
you?
I thought it was, do men notice
Who was-
when women lower expectations or just enjoy it?
Oh, my list is all out of whack.
Welcome to my world.
Mandy, you're rubbing off on us.
Who's in charge of this circus?
Me?
Wait, who?
That's
Hey, I can't help they can't read.
No, you did an amazing job. I just have a couple of questions out of order. So I must have got the other list.
I don't think there was another list.
Thank you, Kimberly. So who
Kevin, you're a trooper.
Yeah, the question. Do men notice when women lower their expectations, or do they just enjoy it?
Say again?
Do men notice when women lower their expectations, or do they just enjoy it?
Enjoy it?
You
What do you
know,
mean by enjoy it? No, I guess I don't get it.
sex. Okay.
I mean,
Do
we've all
men
battled
notice when women?
in a league
Huh?
lower than we should have, easily after
There
a
you
few
go.
drinks. But we've all been there. Is that what you mean?
Yes. That's what
Uh,
I mean.
so
I didn't
uh,
understand the question.
Oh, Atlanta.
if
Let me break it down Barney style for Mandy.
I'm not old enough to be on this podcast.
Me neither.
You have to also be this tall.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Otherwise, it shouldn't happen.
what,
Pan her out. Oh, my question.
That's all my questions.
Thank you, Kevin. Mandy, would you like to roll on to segment 5?
Okay, so we're gonna talk about healing and check in to kind of see where you're at and what your nervous system does when effort drops, when inconsistency feels addictive, and how clarity creates safety. So depending on your personality, but most people when effort drops, they go into panic mode and they go into kind of a fight or flight mode where they don't know if they should reach out, if they should grasp on, if they should back away, and they start to panic. And many people in newly undefined relationships don't know how to address or deal with that. Inconsistency feels addictive most of the time because you get that dopamine hit every time somebody reaches out that you have a little, pitter patter in your heart for.
Yeah.
So when they do that, you're like, and then it drops because they're gone. And then they reach out again and you're like, so that's very addicting.
That sounds like breadcrumbing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But most people get comfortable in that space because they're like, oh, if he or she didn't really like me, they wouldn't do that. That's false because they're getting a dopamine hit too.
Everybody's getting a hit.
And clarity. Not everybody.
Right?
Clarity creates safety because when you define and know where you stand, you can breathe easier. You don't go through those panic modes. I can tell you when you're in a healthy relationships, many times people are like, this is boring because it feels safe, and it's more uncommon these days because of that instant gratification that people seek out.
Yeah.
Okay, healing and growth. Man, I swear these questions are like literally tailored for narcissism. So what your nervous system does when effort drops, just, same thing that Mandy was saying. Um, I would actually, because it was the constant fight or flight that would mess with your system. And then the next thing you know, you have all this high cortisol, and that really messed with your health. And so anxiety became like a part of that. And, I never even knew what anxiety was. So I didn't even know when I was having anxiety that that's what it was. I was just like, what is going on with me? Heart's like racing 100 miles an hour. And so, yeah, when that effort drops, that's what you feel. And I know, in more extreme cases, it can be like shakes and your muscles locking and things like that. Why inconsistency feels addictive is because, with that dopamine, it literally gives you a false sense of security or comfort. And because, we thrive on that. We yearn for that. So, but how the clarity creates safety, to me, it kind of removes your internal conflicts within yourself so that it kind of helps you to balance. So I think that's where that comes in with like how clarity creates safety. And, when you create safety, safety creates trust, and, it just everything goes hand in hand.
Yeah. For me, it's when someone's hot and cold, your body stays in alert mode. That's not love, that's your nervous system chasing relief. I actually experienced, I don't remember if I ran to you, Shell, or if I ran to Laura, but I experienced that when I had those dates with Patrick, and I freaked the F out, and I had a full-blown anxiety attack, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't like that feeling. My roommate is a counselor, and I had her in here teaching me breath work to get through it. Like, I had never experienced that. I didn't like it. I don't highly recommend that at all. The inconsistency, feeling addictive, when they pull away and your body doesn't go, oh, okay. It goes, oh, what did I do wrong? You go into that self-blame, hyper-fixation mode. And how clarity creates safety is, healthy effort brings boring. I mean, it feels boring at first because there's no anxiety and you're not guessing, you're not checking your phone every 5 minutes, you're not trying to earn attention. Clarity creates safety, and safety is where real attraction lives. If someone makes you feel calm instead of crazy, that's your sign.
I agree.
Absolutely agree. I'm just gonna make mine short because I've got pretty much everything that you guys have already covered. For the nervous system and the effort, instead of relaxing, your body, it stays alert. For that inconsistency, that's where you get your highs and lows. And clarity definitely helps the nervous system relax. Kevin?
Yes.
So that hot and cold you guys are talking about, as I'm listening to you, an extreme example would be like an abuse cycle, a honeymoon phase. But while you're in that bad phase, just like a gambling addict that's down, you're chasing that win or that honeymoon phase, which is kind of crazy. And that inconsistency, to me, breeds an insecure feeling. And if you think about little kids, part of their security is knowing a routine. At 8 o'clock, mom's going to be home. At this time, I know my show's going to be on and dinner's going to be on the table, whatever. But that consistency is as boring as it can be or mundane sometimes. It gives you a sense of safety. I can look at that partner and say, I know I can count on you for these certain things. I don't have to stress if I can't get to it, or if I don't notice it. I know you'll pick up that slack. It's kind of the military thing. I've got to be able to trust the person that's on my team to pull their weight, and if I can't, then I feel insecure and anxious, and that's in all kinds of issues.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, so a little bit about money moves, collabs, and promos that I've got going on. Right now is a great time of year. Everybody's thinking about how to be the best version of themselves that they can be. I've got a 10-week reset program that is all about releasing those trapped emotions that keep us feeling stuck and stagnant, that keep us vibrating at the lower vibrations and attracting those lower energy people, experiences. And so as we release those emotions that are low vibration, we're allowed and able to raise our vibration and attract in new, healthier, happier experiences. Even when there's chaos around us, we can live in peace. And we all know I'm a little chaotic. I claim my mess every single day, but I live a very peaceful life and I'm very happy with what I do. And this is how I try to help others achieve that same level of peace. So if you're looking to just feel better and stop going through the motions day in and day out, reach out and let's talk about that.
Nice. What I'm building is basically I'm rebuilding after a long, expensive divorce of 22 years narcissism. So, learning a lot about myself, taking a healing path. I really took the time afterwards to just focus on myself, counseling, understanding, processing, because I feel like when I do find my next person, my forever person, I need to be the best version of myself coming into that relationship because it's not fair to him and it's certainly not fair to me. So I'm working on rebuilding that. And part of that is I'm working on getting my own place again. Currently, I live with my son because I was helping him out because he bought a house. But now it's time, for Mama to get her own place again. So either I'm going to buy or I'm going to rent. And I'm collaborating with Kimberly on that. So that's who I'm collaborating with. So why supporting women-owned brands matters? To me, that matters because it not only boosts economic growth, but, it also strengthens that gender equality. So.
Well, Shell spoke for me. That's all I had. I did not do my homework for that.
I didn't really do my homework either, so I'll just give a reminder about my Amazon Essentials and Beyond on Amazon storefront page. Check it out. I'm still working on it. It's a curated space.
Who are you smacking at?
I don't have anything to promote, but I would like to give. I know I've been talking about it the whole time, but Sarah just quit vaping, is doing an amazing job sticking with it. I know it's got to be hard to do. I've never picked it up myself, but I'm proud of her.
That's a big deal.
Congratulations.
One other thing we should promote, guys, is the podcast. I have met some amazing women, and it's not as easy to find like-minded people. At least in my experience, it hasn't been.
Yeah.
And so I am very appreciative for the friendships that I have found here. So I think everybody should listen to our chaos and our podcast because I think we're fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
We're a hoot. We're a hot ass train half the time. But we're real. This is real life, man.
But and this is why I appreciate it, because I told you guys I started the year on a radio show that my voice wasn't valued. And here, as goofy as I can be, my voice is still valued.
Absolutely,
and I appreciate
100%.
that. I think everybody should have that.
Yes, and that's what we're here for. Because all of us, we're all important.
Well, we all have so many different but similar experiences. And I think hearing everybody's input and take and how each individual has dealt with it helps other people realize that they're not alone in going through, whether it be abusive relationships or marriages. Like, I didn't know that Shell's marriage it just ended, but hearing her story, like, that was my story. It was a 22-year marriage and it ended abruptly. I had been a stay-at-home mom. Like, I had to redefine myself. And it was funny when she said my healing path, because that's what my business is called. Because that's what it is we all have to find our own healing path.
Y'all have to connect.
Yeah, I just got a little bit, I got chills. I got a little bit emotional, but yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing because we don't know until we speak it.
Absolutely.
And for a very long time, because of the abusive marriage, because of the things that I experienced, I was afraid and ashamed to speak my truth, and I'm not there anymore. So it's a beautiful thing.
And that's what
this is for.
Yep, and that's, I think, Mandy, that's where you and I had related from my first marriage.
Everybody needs to hear it. They need to be strong.
My only marriage, but
absolutely. There's so much, and we are here to give a voice, I think, to others that have experienced similar things and those that have their own stories that have been afraid to share or feeling unable to share for whatever reason. So,
yeah.
I'd like to add to that, to educate yourself. It did such a world of difference for me. Not only just learning about everything and processing, but it also gave me the strength to realize what was going on and that I needed to choose me. And that was just through educating myself about it.
Absolutely, Shaw. You know, you go through years of abuse and physical, verbal, mental abuse, somebody trying to control you, and then you're just scared to be your own person.
When you live with somebody who tells you things on a daily basis, like, well, who's going to want you with 5 kids? And I was like, what's wrong with
that's
me?
What I always got.
What do my kids have to do with it? My kids are beautiful. So it's one of those things. And it took me a very long time before I even dipped my toe in the dating world. Thank God, because who knows how that would have messed me up, because that's chaos in itself.
Isn't that the truth?
What are those red flags that you could see early to prevent getting into one of those relationships?
Well, see, the problem with that, Kevin, now we got this. The problem with that, Kevin, is that when you're an unhealed person, and usually it stems from childhood trauma, and you don't face that, you're going to choose what is norm to you, what feels right to you, because that's what you know.
Yeah, that's what you were taught.
So you automatically flock. Yeah. You automatically flock to that person, and you're drawn to that person. And I find myself, even still to this day, I'm drawn to that person. But now I have the education, and I have the willpower, and I have the worth to resist that, because I know that's not for me.
And if that don't work, I'm there saying no.
Scientifically, though, those trapped emotions are that vibration. So you're literally attracting those people back into your life with different voices.
Those kind of guys see you. The wolf sees a wounded.
Yeah,
absolutely. And most of them, and I'm not talking about the abusive ones, I'm talking about the broken ones, are feeling and living in their own brokenness and don't know how their brokenness is going to damage you even more. And so all these broken people are coming together and hurting each other, taking it apart, and then you're carrying that and you're going into the next relationship. So the way that I recognize red flags is, first of all, you got to give yourself time to get to know the person, because it's going to take at least 3 months before their mask starts coming off and their best behavior is, their true personality is going to come out. But how do they talk to you? How do they interact with other people? How do they behave with their children? I can tell you the ex-husband doesn't have contact with any of our kids. To me, that would be a red flag. Because why?
Right.
And it's there's a ton of red flags, I guess. I think these days I see more red flags than I would see green.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's not necessarily a fair portrayal, but I think it's safe to start out in that sense in order to keep yourself safe in a physical way.
As long as those fears don't prevent you from getting into what might be a good relationship.
Absolutely.
I feel like my older daughter, she watches a lot of true crime, and so she's scared to death to meet someone.
That'll
Bless
do
her
it,
heart.
because those stories are horrific. Although that's what I've been doing lately.
I'm sure that makes you proud, though, Kevin.
But I think it's important to think about this, because this was like the number one red flag in anybody that I've met, is how they talk about their past relationship.
Yes.
You get that classic, oh, she did me this way, or she cheated on me, and she this and she that. Blah, blah, blah.
She's crazy.
My first question to them is, okay, what was your part in that?
That is.
And 9 times out of 10, they can't tell me anything because they're so grandiose to themselves that they just automatically, oh, this person was wrong in every way. No, it takes 2 to tango. Something happened, to make that imbalance. It's not, oh, this person, it was all this person. No, absolutely not. It takes 2 to tango. So what was your part in it? And they can't answer that.
Does anybody?
What?
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cry.
What were you saying, Mandy?
Oh, I was just going to ask if anybody had anything for assess.
No, I was just going to say, literally every person's messed up. So pick your favorite train wreck and roll with it.
Right.
Well, we are, but we can. So here's the other thing: is we can never heal those relationship wounds completely without entering a new relationship.
Right.
But you can't hold the new person responsible for the past person's mistakes.
That's what I always say. Everybody deserves that clean slate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's hard for people. That's hard for a lot of people to do. But I think it's hard for a lot of people to do because many people that I've seen in my experience jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship.
And unhealed.
Well,
And
I'd rather,
codependency.
I don't want to sit by myself and see what I need to fix in
Yeah.
order to be healthy, in order to be
Right.
happy. Everybody that I've been in a relationship with, it's their fault. I didn't do anything wrong, so making me feel good in this moment is all that matters.
You've got to be
Yeah.
right with yourself before you can be part of a relationship.
Great advice,
Absolutely.
Kevin.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I've done all the
So-
shit wrong.
You've learned from your
That's how you
mistakes.
learn how to get it
That's
right.
how you
And you
learn.
learned from them.
That's how
That's
you learn
true.
to get it right.
Yep. Mistakes are okay as long as
Exactly.
you learn from them.
And those mistakes and patterns will continue to come up with different faces and different experiences until you pay attention and learn those lessons. So
Yep.
it's beneficial to learn as quickly as possible.
Some of us are slower than others.
No doubt.
I feel triggered. What are you saying, Kevin? How did you know?
They're like, you just keep doing it. I'm like, I can't help it.
So a recent win for me was yesterday. I, fingers crossed, hopefully, made a connection that will get my intention candles in a new store.
Congratulations,
So that's
Miss.
exciting.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. So good vibes. Send out good
Nice.
vibes. I hope to hear soon. So yeah.
I'm sure you'll get that.
I hope so.
Shell, did you have anything?
Are we talking about like highlights?
I'm talking about number
Yeah.
7, Sad Spotlight. Yeah.
Okay, so as far as the highlight, obviously it'd be cliche to highlight you, Kimberly.
Oh, come on.
But
do
I'm
it.
going,
No, I'm kidding.
maybe next time. I'm going to actually highlight our best friend, Jesse.
Yes.
He's our best guy friend. And he's my rock for sure. I mean, he always gives good advice. He's a great guy to hang out with. He's always watching out for us. Like literally, if we got to go to the bathroom, he will hold our drinks for us
And
to
our
make sure
purses.
that and our
Those are the
purses
best
too. And
friends.
like, or if we go on the dance floor, yeah, when we go on the dance floor, he sits there and watches all our stuff, all our drinks, everything. Uh, so I need to definitely call out Jesse. And he's always there. He helps everybody. And
does. He does a lot of work for
I've been
our
in
group.
binds. He does. He does a lot of work with the group, and makes people come together. And he's just an all around wonderful guy. And I wish him the best with finding his person because she's going to be one lucky girl.
Yeah. Well, my person is Michael Yancey. I know a lot of y'all know him as my boo or goose because he's my male
Goose.
bestie. He's my goose.
Yeah.
He's just. It's a funny story how we met or how I found him, but we won't go into that we'll go into that later. But like he has been in so much shit with his life. We bonded, but he's so inspirational about things. And so when my daughter was killed, obviously I lost my faith. I mean, I didn't go off the deep end and become an alcoholic or hit drugs or nothing like that. I just lost faith in God. And it wasn't until 2 years ago when I met Michael that I'm watching his stories and I'm reading his posts and I'm listening to him, and like he just brought it back. And the funny thing about that is, so even childhood, that name Michael has always been like surrounded by me, right? Now, any guy I've dated named Michael has just been shit. So, which is why he's just a friend. However,
I could vouch.
So, yeah, she could definitely vouch for that. So, I'm like, Michael this, Michael that, Michael this. And it dawned on me, like about a year ago, Saint Michael. And I was talking to him about it. And he's like, that's a good idea, da da da. And I went and got the tattoo. And then I was sent, I still don't know who sent it to me, a Saint Michael pendant. So I'm wearing this. And then, when I moved back to Texas, I found my daughter's cross. So I put it on the same necklace. I went and kidnapped Michael a couple of months ago, and I'd be damned if we weren't wearing the same pendant and a cross. And then he rolled up his sleeves, and it was like, holy crap, we're like the Wonder Twins. But anyway, so his content is great. He's very inspirational. He's very intelligent. He will give you the shirt off his freaking back. He's a great guy. And as far as my recent win, I touched on it earlier about smiling. For several weeks now, I'm just truly smiling again, and I love it. And it's not a reflection on my friends because they're great. This is something totally different, and it's long overdue, and I'm enjoying it.
So I didn't really do my homework here either. However, I am going to give a shout out to Kevin for being our very first male co-host and our guinea pig today. And extra props to his girlfriend Sarah for letting him come join us. He's definitely a trooper and been very brave. As far as a win.
Thank you, Kevin and Sarah.
As far as a win, I'm just glad I've made it so far without having to run to the restroom recording this podcast. That's winning. I'm winning.
That is a big win.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I hope my perspectives were helpful and insightful. Sarah's over here trying to distract me the whole time. So if I'm making faces and looking over here, that's what's going on.
You're fine.
That's great. I like her already.
That's how it should be. So hot take of the week. The example given says closure is overrated. I don't think closure is overrated. I think closure is necessary. I think closure doesn't always look the way we expect it to. People think it takes somebody else's perspective, somebody else's words, somebody else's whatever to give them closure. And that's not the case. We can give that to ourselves. We can literally say, I'm done and I'm walking away. And that is closure enough.
Yes. I did that
Amen.
with Thomas.
It's a hard thing to do.
Absolutely.
It was.
That situation, you carry it like a weight. Why give them that power over you?
Agreed.
Let it go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Closure to me comes in the form of them watching me become greatness, becoming who I was meant to be. And because I don't need their closure. My closure is I'm just going to better myself. And so I had my own little take on this for the hot take of the week. And it's that a girl should be two things: who and what she wants.
Yeah.
So be your flirty self, enjoy it, be confident with everything. Experiment sexually or with the unknown. Explore. You only have one life on this earth. And you think about it, some of us are like half a century old, like me. And it's like, I can't get those 50 years back, but I can damn sure live the years ahead. And when I'm too old to do anything, I don't want to look back and have regrets. I want to say, heck yeah, I went and talked to that hot guy. I knew I didn't have any chance with him, but hey, I tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Do what?
Sorry. Sarah started talking.
Oh, I was like, whose voice is that?
Didn't realize
Because
that
I did not see Mandy's mouth moving.
You miss 100% of the
Josh,
ball
you
if you don't
don't.
swing it. And sometimes swinging and missing is half of the fun.
Exactly.
True.
The
True.
is fun.
Damn it. Why'd you have to say that? Because you're right. But I'm also like this week promoting, I don't chase shit. But yes, you're absolutely right. Because a few weeks ago, for the first time, I gave my number out to somebody without them asking me. I have gone up to people and said, hey, when are you taking me out for a drink? Or, like Shell said, just going to go talk to that hot guy. You never know.
You never know.
Sometimes you end up with a smile on your face. Shut up, Shell. Lindsay, you have anything, or did you skip that home?
Well, I mean,
She didn't either.
At this point, she's got an
hold
app. No,
on.
I'm kidding. You'll have to
No,
stay for
I
retention.
skipped it, but like you all said, closure's overrated. I'm gonna set my boundaries and I'm gonna move forward without answer. I'm done.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm gonna cough my
Okay.
head.
Poor girl. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to wrap it up here. So that's going to be a wrap for tonight's episode. Huge thank you to Kevin for coming on and sharing space with us. And thank you, Sarah, for allowing Kevin to partake. We appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Go, Sarah. And as always, thank you to our listeners and followers for showing up, tuning in, and rocking with us. Share the podcast with someone who needs a little sass in their life. Next week's episode is Soft Doesn't Mean Weak. See you sassholes next week. Same time, same place. Ciao.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.